The Musketeers are here. Fighting crime, riding Harleys, and getting acquainted with their newest member.
May I present the fourth Musketeer?
All right, Musketeers!
A crime boss is out for blood.
I have an important job for the Musketeers.
But Cheech will be ready for him.
Bullseye!
A little uptight, these guys are very dangerous.
And when the mobsters cross the line,
This guy kidnaps a boy, and we're supposed to forgive and forget.
Yes!
the Musketeers get all the help they need. It's an adventure that's all for one and fun for all.
The Musketeers were formed by the king.
Elvis?
It's the Musketeers like you've never seen before. With Baywatch star David Hasselhoff, born in East LA's Cheech Marin, Corbin Burnson of Major League, Allison Doody of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Thomas Gottschalk of Driving Me Crazy, and Raiders of the Lost Ark's John Rhys Davis. Ring of the Musketeers. 2-pack savings. Ask distributor for details.
Hello and welcome to another episode of It Could Have Been a Classic. And in 1992, a director and writer called John Paragon, who's done other films. I've been looking into him, but nothing much seems to be coming up. Now, the information of this film is quite limited. Now, I know that it was made for German television. 4 episodes were financed, and they made a 90-minute movie. They edited all 4 of the episodes together. This is The Ring of the Musketeers. It's not a porno film. It is called Ring of the Musketeers, starring the Hoff himself of Baywatch fame and Baywatch Nights 2 Season 2, which I've covered. We won't go there on that one. Allison Doody from Indiana Jones 3, and I mean, she's absolutely stunning. John Rhys Davis, Cheech Marin, I don't even know, and some German dude, I don't know who he is, I forgot his name, but he's in this as a Musketeer. And basically, it starts with David Hasselhoff, he's a musician, lives in a castle, and he's called Johnny D'Artagnan, and they all wear rings, and they get called upon to do missions to help people and fight crime. They ride around on motorbikes. Now, I was surprised in this, actually. I will go into the ending. But I watched this the other day. I was quite blown away by what I was watching. And the sad thing is, I think I may have rented this out on VHS back in the day. So, I don't know, it's amazing. When you watch something back in the 90s, you find it quite acceptable, you know what I mean? And then when you watch it 30 odd years later, you think, my God, that was terrible. So basically, there's these rings have been passed down through the families. There's there's Aramis and Porthos and all the rest of the Musketeers, their descendants, except there's the 4th missing ring, which obviously Cheech Marin, he's a bit dodgy, he's like the comic relief. David Hasselhoff has got his moustache and his sword, and he's out fighting crime, but he's a pop star. Alison Doody's a radio DJ called Dr. Love. The German dude, I think he's like a teacher, but they get calls when they're summoned, and John Rhys Davis, he's like the boss, and they go on secret missions, but there's rules. And there's 3 different stories in this, 4 in this pilot episode. And I will say I found the ending quite dark, actually. It's quite interesting. So we're going to be covering 1992's Ring of the Musketeers. So there's like a mobster villain who kidnaps this woman's kid. The Musketeers get summoned. The 4th ring ends up in a pawn shop while Cheech Marin's trying to sell it. And John Rhys Davis finds him and tells him he's got a great legacy of you're a Musketeer, you were chosen, you know, it's all that crap. And they all get brought together. There's a mob boss. Now he kidnaps this woman's child, and and he's going to force her brother to crash an aeroplane with 300 people on board because there's a witness to bring him down. Obviously the Musketeers get involved and undo that, and then we move on to a second story. Again with the mob boss in the background, he's trying to make a comeback, the feds are all over it. The witness gets killed, and the Musketeers end up going on a bit of a vengeance kick. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, when they kidnap the kid, they find out where the kid is, and Johnny D'Artagnan, Hasselhoff's character, decides just to have a concert outside where they're holding the kid there. Like, the villains are freaking out, and he goes in there with the rest of them, and there's a big punch up, loads of stuff. They all ride on Harleys, jumping over boxes, and all this. I mean, it's cheesy as fuck. But what's lovable about this film is the actors. I mean, Corbin Bernsen, he's like in the third story. He was married to Alison Doodie's character, but she got rid of him. I think she's Aramis or something. And he wanted to be a Musketeer, but he was never chosen. And basically he's got issues. And he tries to kidnap her, but the Musketeers save her, and he goes off a cliff. And it all comes out, he works for this mob boss and that. And they're all running about. I mean, the stories, I mean, I don't know, I have to say I'm quite impressed how they edited 4 episodes and put it all into one 90-minute film. I have to say I did not hate this. It is dire, it is terrible, it's cheesy, and it's bad, and they actually financed this thing. But you know, after I watched it, I really did enjoy it. And that's what terrifies me. I thought, yeah, well, it wasn't bad, do you know what I mean? It wasn't terrible. I mean, the casting in this is completely stellar. And it's so 90s, and it's so cheesy, but it's enjoyable, harmless, mindless fun. And, you know, I was sat there watching it the other day, and I thought, I bet I've rented this out back in 90s, or, you know. I bet I've gone in that video library, in that cheap corner where all the crap was, and I paid the 50p to watch this. And I bet I did it, watched it with my mates. We used to hire all these really terrible movies out. And you know, I'm going to say, I actually enjoyed this. It is diabolical, it truly is. But I mean, they must have put the money out. I mean, the casting in this, I mean, they're all sort of Sam Corbin Bernsen, John Rhys Davis, Alison Doody, I don't know who the German guy was in the film or something, and Hasselhoff, Cheech Marin. I mean, and a load of other actors you've seen in other TV stuff over the years. I thought I was sat there, this is Spot the Actor's Delight, is this thing. I've seen him before. I've seen her before. There's plenty of that. Do you know, this made me feel rather good. I mean, the concept, it would have been, do you know what would have topped this off? I know they've all got long coats on and all that, but it would have been good. Like the ending with the mob boss. They set him up and his own people kill him, and they're all having a drink and sing all for one and one for all, and that's how it finishes. It is, you know, it's quite interesting, but it would have been good if there had been a battle at the Mafia headquarters where they were all dressed up as Musketeers, like modern day Musketeers. I think that would have added the real cheesy factor to it. But, you know, I had good fun watching this. Now you're going to ask, is it a classic? Of course. It's that bad, it deserves to go through. So I'm going to do it, I'm putting it through. So, Ring of the Musketeers. Fucking Ring of the Musketeers. You could have been so much more. Because I see the potential that modern day Musketeers fighting crime and helping the innocent. And especially with David Hasselhoff at the helm, you know what I mean? The casting is exemplary. You know, yeah, you're going through, fuck it, you are going through, you are a classic. So I'm going to see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I will get another one up eventually, I've just been a bit busy. So live long and prosper, and I will speak to you soon.